The winter wind cut through the quiet streets of Seattle as Daniel and Emily Parker hurried their 6-year-old son, Noah, into the warm glow of the cafe. It was supposed to be a peaceful Sunday morning, hot chocolate for Noah, 2 lattes for them, and a break from the constant pressure of work and bills. But the moment they entered, everything changed. Because sitting quietly on the floor near the counter was a little girl, no older than 7, wrapped in a thin pink hoodie, her bare hands trembling against the cold tiles. Her eyes were wide, hungry, and tired, but what caught everyone's attention was how she smiled at anyone who looked her way. Most people avoided her. Noah didn't. He tugged on his mother's coat. "Mom, why is she sitting there alone?" Emily's heart tightened. "Sweetheart, she might not have a home." Before she could say anything more, Noah walked straight toward the girl. The cafe fell silent. The girl blinked up at him, startled. "Hi," Noah said softly. "I'm Noah. Are you cold?" The girl hesitated, then nodded. And then, before anyone could stop him, Noah gently took off his own woolen gloves and placed them on her tiny, freezing hands. The entire cafe froze. Even Daniel and Emily were speechless. The girl's throat bobbed. "Thank you," she whispered. Her voice was hoarse, like she hadn't spoken in days. That's when something unbelievable happened. The girl suddenly wrapped her arms around Noah, an innocent, grateful hug, and as she did, Noah looked up at his parents with tears in his eyes. "Mom, Dad, we have to help her." Daniel and Emily stared at each other. They had always taught their son kindness, but they hadn't expected him to show them what true compassion looked like. The cafe manager stepped forward, uncomfortable. "She's been here 3 days, he murmured. "I let her stay because, well, look at her. But she refuses to talk much. No parents, no ID. Emily knelt beside the little girl. "What's your name, sweetheart?" "Maya," she said. "And where's your family?" Maya looked down, her voice trembling. "My mom, she got sick. They took her to the hospital. They told me to wait outside. But she never came back. And I didn't know where to go." Emily's eyes filled with tears. Daniel felt something break inside him. But before they could respond, Noah took Maya's hand. "Don't worry," he said, smiling the way only a child can. "You can come with us. My mom makes the best pancakes in the whole world." The cafe erupted into soft laughter. Even Maya smiled, small, shy, but real. The twist. Daniel dialed local authorities, expecting a complicated, bureaucratic process. But he learned something shocking. A missing child notice had been filed for Maya 3 days earlier. Her mother had survived, but had been transferred to a long-term ward. Maya had been lost in the shuffle. No relatives, no contact information, no one to claim her. The social worker on the phone paused and added, "Sir, we've been searching the entire district for that little girl. If you hadn't called, I don't know what would have happened." Daniel looked at Maya, sitting between Noah and Emily, eating a small muffin like it was treasure. Something inside him shifted. Maybe kindness wasn't just something you taught. Maybe it was something children reminded you to practice. The emotional climax. Later that afternoon, Daniel and Emily drove Maya to the care center where her mother was recovering. When they entered the room, Maya suddenly froze. On the hospital bed lay a pale woman with tired eyes, but the moment she saw Maya, those tired eyes filled with life. "Maya," her voice cracked, hopeful, shaking. "Mom." The reunion was immediate, raw, and overwhelming. Maya clung to her mother, sobbing into her gown. The nurses wiped their eyes. Even Daniel had to look away to hide his tears. Noah wrapped his arms around Emily. "Mom, we did something good today." Emily kissed his head. "No, honey, you did." The doctor approached the Parkers quietly. "You saved a child today," he whispered. Not many people stop. Not many even notice. Daniel felt humbled. All because a homeless little girl touched their son. Literally and emotionally, something unbelievable had happened. A week later, Maya and her mother had been placed in temporary housing. The Parkers visited them every other day, bringing meals, warm clothes, and toys for Maya. Noah and Maya became inseparable. And the story of what happened in that cafe spread across the neighborhood, then across social media, touching thousands. People donated, volunteered, and reached out to local shelters. One small moment of kindness had sparked an entire chain of compassion.